Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Actually, this is I modified according to my requirement. But we have a Workday standard workbook that I will bring. Maybe might be on Friday. I will bring the document. And this one, I'm just showing the sample one which we have. Which I extended this one because this one of my customer. What we did is we deployed this benefits project for multiple countries, like for US and Canada, and also another rollout for Australia. Another rollout for European countries like that. This is I modified, but actually the Workday standard workbook definitely doesn't have all these details. I just updated for myself. Right. I will also explain how we have come here, but let me go through first the overview part. Right. Benefit plans. In Workday, benefit plans are classified into 6 types. 6 types it has been classified. I will show in another slide. For the 6 plans, whenever we're configuring, we need to create or define some benefit components, benefit-related components. For example, if I'm creating a benefit plan, we need provider detail. We need provider detail. Who is going to provide this healthcare benefit plan? A provider can be a MetLife, SEM, correct. All their benefit providers. Benefit providers. Also definitely. Let me open one more document, please. We'll try to understand. And the relation between provider, employer, employee. Normally, we'll see 3 things here. One is benefit provider. Employee. Benefit provider. An employee. Some of the benefit plans. Maybe both. Both needs to be contributed. Some percentage. Example of both needs to be contributed. Some of the benefit plans. Only employer might contribute. Best example. Metro train ticket. Or gym membership. Those falls under employer giving benefit to an employee. Some of the benefit plans. Where is employee? Both needs to be contributed. Some percentages. It depends on percentage or amount. Healthcare insurance bills. The benefit provider. First, we need to configure the provider. We have to gather the details from the customer. Like who is the provider, what we will create. While creating provider, we also need a tax ID and also URL of the provider that we can allow the employees to view all the rules and regulations of the providers that we need to configure. Then after coverage targets, who are going to be covered for this benefit plan? Children, parents, or even further, if you want to split. Dot. Parents, sibling. There is nothing but coverage targets. We need to create this also. You can also call it as relationship types or dependents. That also we need. Some plans might take one, then after. We also need benefit coverage types. Benefit coverage types. As said, we have 6 types of benefit. Coverage types are available. We need to first check this plan based on the customer requirement once provided. You need to fit which coverage type is suitable for this benefit plan. Healthcare is suitable. Insurance is suitable. Flexible spending account is suitable. ACE is suitable. Additional benefit is suitable. Or retirement is suitable. Which coverage? We have 6 types of coverage types. You need to map. Coverage type is mandatory. You need to first fit the benefit plan in the right coverage type. In the correct coverage type. Coverage types also we need. In the coverage types, we do have multiple fields. Would you like to allow the employee to view the contribution? Would you like to allow the employee to view the employer contribution? Or do you want to hire the employee? Employer contribution. Do you want to hire the coverage types? Because they are controlled by the benefit coverage types. Then after benefit group. All eligibility rules. In which benefit group is mandatory? Eligibility rules are optional. Benefit eligibility rules. Why benefit groups are mandatory? Why benefit groups are mandatory? Because benefit group. With the help of benefit group, first you need to group employees. All employees working in USA eligible for healthcare plan. Then you need to create a group that completely based on the employee country. And employee status is active. Employee status must be active because some of the plans terminated employee may not get. We will also talk about COBRE. That's a different one. Benefit group. We will create based on the country. And employee status should be active. I will show how to create them. Further, eligibility rules are optional. When eligibility rules are required, employees use and employee status is active. Plus only regular employees are eligible. What I am trying to say. Benefit group means you are grouping all the employees based on country. Active status. That's true, right? If the employee is active, then only the employee is eligible for the benefit plan. If the employee has been terminated, the employee active status is termination status or retiree status. Employee may not be eligible for all the benefit plans. Based on these 2 criteria, we will create the benefit group. Benefit eligibility rules mean this is optional, but let's discuss. Benefit eligibility rule means regular employees are eligible. Full-time employees are eligible. Eligible in working in Chicago. Located ill I am just giving a random example. While creating, we will discuss in detail. Employees working in eligible. These are additional criteria. This is your group you will assign to the benefit plan. On top of that, if you have any kind of eligibility rules, then you need to select one of the, or you need to create one of the benefit eligibility rules. These are better eligible. We also required because eligibility rules additionally will exclude. For example, if I said regular, which means I am excluding contract employees, casual employees. If I am excluding part-time employees for the benefit plan. Correct, sir. Or except Chicago. The rest of the locations, I am excluding all the employees. Rates are nothing but rates again. We have multiples depending on the plan. For some plans, the contribution, the amount of contribution could be, which means a flat amount, which means a flat amount. A flat amount. It also can be a percentage. Sometimes 10 cent on the base pay, 5 cent on the total compensation. Percentages. For some plans, healthcare plans, we do age-related factors. Based on the age, amount will keep increasing. If the employee 30, if the employee 40, one rate, the employee 8 to 50, one similarly. If the employee, then employee will be different. This is also the amount is completely based on the years of service employee. What is suitable to count? There is nothing but rate in contributions. The next component, definition. Whenever we create a benefit plan, you must benefit definition. Some of the customers, the plan. Let me put it in this way. If you create any new benefit plan, it is mandatory. You must, under this plan definition. In this plan year definition, we have two fields, start of date, end of date. For example, if a start of date and the end of the date on the plan year definition, I have given 31, which means any employee can enroll into the benefit plan from this date up to this date. Up to this date. Here's the to the has taken decision over there before itself. This is one of the year. We have to add this year. Checklist. Either extend this date to 2024, either extend this date to 2024, create a brand new plan year definition, and give the dates to 11/20/34 to the 3rd and 2024. Up to customers' call which they want. What it will do sometimes. Every year, new plans will be added, existing plans will be removed, correct? Some changes will be happening. You may require to inactivate certain benefit plans as well, right? In such a scenarios, this will be very helpful. Planning is one of the mandatory. You must map the plan here and then only you are able to assign the plan to an employee or employee able to assign the plan to themselves. Another one. Sometimes if any customer recently went to go like newly on benefits, if someone ignored this one, they have not extended the date, all the benefit plans assigned to the worker won't be available. Sorry, it won't be visible unless you will extend the date. Once the calendar date has changed to 1/2024, if they forgot to extend this date, all the benefit plans are expired immediately. You need to extend the date or else the plan won't be available. Plans won't be available. Practical. I will show once. We configure then cross-plan dependencies. This is optional, not mandatory cross-plan dependencies. What do you mean by cross-plan dependencies? The cross-plan dependencies means sometimes what happens, select only one plan or select plan A and plan B. To make it simple, select either of the plan. You are not ready for both the plans, only one plan. You can select or select plan A and plan B both. If you have such requirements, cross-plan dependencies are eligible. I will make it simple. For example, sometimes an employee in company, they may allow employee to choose only. Assume there are two plans, benefit plan A, benefit plan B. Now customer may allow employee to enroll only into one plan, either A or B. If employee enroll into benefit plan A, employee not supposed to enroll into benefit plan B. Workday should give error message here strictly saying that you are not eligible to this benefit plan B since you have selected benefit plan A, which means out of two plans, employee eligible for only one plan, not two plans A or B. Perfect, right, sir? Similarly, sometimes what happens? Some customers may have requirements A and B. Sorry, either A or B or A and B. If you select plan A, it is mandatory. You need to enroll into the plan B. If you have such requirements, then you need cross-plan dependencies. Cross-plan dependencies. Just like overview. Tomorrow we will configure all the data. However, we will create this as well. Then these are the components in order to create the benefit plan. I have created the benefit plan with these components. What next? I need to assign the benefit plan to an employee. For that, what components we need? Let's see that. I will come here in a while. If you want to assign a benefit plan to an employee, we need two things here. One is enrollment event type. Another one is enrollment event rule, enrollment event type, enrollment event rule, and these both enrollment event type, enrollment event rule will be assigned to the coverage type. This is one of the component. If you see here coverage type, under this we will create two different components, event type, enrollment event rule, and assign to the benefit coverage type. What exactly these two? These two will play a key role. While you assign a benefit plan to any employee or dependents, how? Let's see, enrollment. Event type is nothing but a reason. Why are you assigning this benefit plan to an employee? What is the reason? It can be a new hire. During new hire, you are assigning the plans to an employee. Or it can be life events. Life events, correct. You'll be married, child adoption, correct. Very good. Life events. There's a reason, correct. If you want to assign a plan, you need a reason. If you're removing a plan from an employee, you need a reason, waive off, or assign. The reasons are nothing but enrollment, event type. And this is not only the reasons. It does play a key role, especially for particular scenario if you want to trigger or assign certain benefit plans. Example, if you're promoting an employee, all eligible plans must be triggered for the employee along with the promotion. You need to create certain rules that map with enrollment event rules, and also you need to create the conditions on the respective business processes. We will talk in detail. For now, please consider this as a reasons. Then enrollment event rule. Enrollment event rule plays a key role. It's like a centralized control. Centralized control when you would like to assign a plan to an employee, when you want to deduct the deductions start from the employee, when you want to remove the plan from the employee will be controlled, or if there is any waiting period, will be controlled by this enrollment event rule. Let me explain in detail. Normally we'll have under enrollment event rule, we have these 4 criteria. As I said, let me explain here. Start or waive coverage. It consists coverage begin date from when this coverage needs to be start immediate effect from today itself or December 1st next month, 1st itself or mid of this month itself, or I will assign plan today but effective from December 1st, something like that. I'll walk through. And also it controls when the deduction should start immediate effect or future date, or is there in waiting period. Employee needs to complete 30 days or 6 months notice period. 3 months notice period. Then only employee eligible is controlled by the start of waive of coverage, and loss of coverage, which means sometimes you may have to revoke or remove the benefit plans from the employees. Correct. It can be employee termination or employee some death or whatever termination is due to any reason. We need to remove this benefit plans from employees. Correct that time coverage is ended, from when this plan should be end for the employee coverage, from when the deduction should end for the employee. We'll have these details. This is what I'm saying. I said one topic I'm not able to cover EOI, or you can call it as AC, Affordable Care Act. This is the only one, but I'll provide more details at high level. For hourly wage alert, they must work certain hours. If they don't work certain hours, automatically they will lose the plan. We have certain controls. I will walk through a document on this. Then coverage rules. This does play the key role. Changes allowed when you want to allow the employee to change dependent changes, or coverage target changes allowed. Any new dependents you want to add, or do you want to remove existing dependents? Any that also. And valid dependents. Are you going to assign the benefit plan to a valid dependents or not? And defaulting rule. When you would like to default the benefit plans to an employee, priority coverage. As priorities, you can define coverages, we can depend. Also, you can remove the plans based on this defaulting rules. This is controlled by this enrollment event rules. I will discuss in detail while you're confident. Of course, you will want to get you are going to get the Workday certification material for your practices. I will also give you some additional activities to configure the plan. Example, something like this, I'll give the requirement expectations. You need to configure the plans. We will support them. Where's our slide? Then I'll just take one step back. Plan type. As I said, different customers may have different types of requirements, especially in the benefit plan. Different types of requirements. As a consultant, we need to understand the requirement and analyze the benefit plan will fit under which plan type, which coverage type. This is the one of the biggest challenge. I would say not a challenge. Once we do practice, once we apply twice, it's easy to identify. Like, this is the only one of the trickiest part. The reason is, once you create any coverage type and assign the plan to an employee, you don't have an option to delete the coverage type later. That's one of the. It's not a challenge. I would say it's one of that's how Workday has set up and set up. We have to ensure this plan will fit under which type. That's one. We have 6 types of coverage types. Healthcare, all healthcare plans you can assign under healthcare like Medicare, dental or healthcare classifications. We have a dependent eligibility rule of coverage targets, healthcare rates. If you choose this one, you need to ensure classifications. You need to create dependent eligibility. For example, a healthcare plan might be only spouses eligible, not children. If someone tries to enroll the children, the plan should not allow them, should not be available to assign correct. We can control the eligibility rule. Coverage targets who are eligible for this healthcare and what are the rates. Percentage flat rate. But details HSA spending account. These are exclusive for USSA, exclusive for USA. I have deployed globally, but none of the country has these requirements. This falls in a flexible spending account. ASA Health Savings Account. Here we have employee maximum per annum or quarter per month contributions and employer contributions. Similarly, spending account employee maximum employer contributions we'll create these two. Then insurance plan. I would say on the healthcare plan, the first one, we have the healthcare classification correct. What is that? Healthcare classification. Classifications like dental vision, some other component, EHP, VP, VHP, medical will create those classifications, right? Then insurance. In my experience, the trickiest part of configuration is this one, and this one trickiest configuration restarts like straightforward and easy. If you ask me why it is sticky, because a lot of configurations we need to do backend to bring this plan into life. Here insurance coverage and levels like best. Best is sometimes incidence coverage. Again, there is different customers to customer. Coverage will be flat. It's like 10% on total base pay, or this is one example, just 10%. It will pick up the employee salary, and on that top of that 10% will be calculated. Or the insurance coverage could be a flat amount like $10,000 per month. Or the coverage will be something like this employee salary multiplied by 10 times 10x. And this is also the numbers. Also, it could be flat amount. Or some companies. What they will do depend on the coverage of it. If employee is executive level employee salary multiplied by 10 times of the 10 times of the salary will be coverage. If the employee is management, employee salary multiplied by 5 times. If the employee is non-management, employee salary multiplied by 2 times. It will be different again based on the management level. We need to check one plan will be fit in that case. Do we need to get 3 different plans for each member? Or some customers have a requirement. Allow the employee to choose how much coverage they need. allow the employee itself how much coverage they need. They need 10x or 9x, 9x of the base pay, 8x of the base pay, or 7x of the base pay, something like that. But here, whenever they select the particular 9x, 8x, 7x, the contribution amount will be changed. The charge, the employee contribution will be varied. The more select, the more contribution. Employee has to do like that. That we need to cover here, and then insurance rates, flat rates, and associate coverage rates with the plan, of course. Assign these coverages with the plan, and then we'll assign it here actually for insurance and healthcare. What happened here is we have to bring the dependents also correct. We have to bring the dependents right under that. You also have to think whether depend LGBT rules are required or not. Fine, then retirement savings for a Venkat right employee. Employer will contribute some amount based on employee base pay. Straightforward plan, but retirement savings plan is straightforward. Then additional benefit plan. This is interesting: pet maintenance allowance, metro train ticket allowance, gym membership, cafeteria allowance, all will fall under additional. To make it simple, once you got the requirement and you realized none of the coverage types are fitting for the requirement, then the only option we have is additional. Actually, it's a savior for us. If you can't figure anything here, it doesn't fail because it doesn't have the conditions or criteria. Straightforward plan. If you can't figure those plans, it will be fit. Actually, as you mentioned, like convey and solvents, we do have compensation. Plans are suitable. But if they want to give a ticket, kind of annual amount, employers that they would like to pay, when we can choose this one, and also some of the plans on. Most of these plans are directly impacting compensation, which means for certain calculations, we also need compensation data. Example for 10% or 5% of full ducking contribution on salary. Salary is part of compensation, correct. Similarly, incidents 10 times of salary, and these are also looking into the salary detail. We will also talk about how to bring the compensation data as well into pen plan. This we will learn. Apart from that, there is one more thing I would like to highlight. Of course, enrollment instructions, e-signatures, tobacco configurations, everything is there. There's a stride for we will talk. We do have another concept called passive event. Have you heard about this one? Passive event rules. Write something like this. Let's say a reason why maybe some of the dependents can lose the parts it's in benefits, exactly passive, and lose if employee dependent child reaches to age 21 or 24. Employee dependent child no longer eligible for this class. Automatically, once the child is triggered to 24 or 21, depends on the country and the requirement, the plan won't be available to the employee. Should remove the plan directly from the employee. The dependent will lose the coverage as per the customer's requirement. Additionally, we can also send a reminder notification to the employee that employee should not be in shock. Employee should not be raised a concern saying that, how come you removed my dependent from the coverage? 1 week itself, we will trigger a message to the employee on that your dependent is reaching to the age 24. Hence, the plan is no longer available. If you need any additional information, please do reach out to your benefit administrator. Like that, we can come to that. These are all we are going to learn from tomorrow. County. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.